Hi, I'll start by introducing myself. I'm David Shotumbo. I have over 5, 6 years IT experience. My background is in engineering, systems engineering. I was introduced basic programming, and from there, I moved on to learn about Python and C Sharp, my first set of programming languages. But over the years, I've been working as a DevOps engineer for over 4 years, 5 years counting, and have been able to manage infrastructure, create pipelines, and ensure high availability in different capacity for different companies, as a freelance, as a full-time, on-premise and off-premise, remotely, work as a team, and all the things. Because the fundamentals of DevOps has to do with a lot of communication, moving from agile to basic DevOps and ensuring every company can imbibe the culture that can make them highly scalable. So I want to describe my experience with Pleck. I've worked with Pleck just as I've worked with other control panels for web hosting, like cPanel, which is like the major companies for Pleck. But Pleck has really stood out because of its features that are available for things like Docker and Kubernetes is integrated natively instead of like with cPanel that you have to find a lot of multiple ways around to be able to use that. And Pleck has been also have some security features like fail to ban, where they can ban automatically some IP that tends to do malicious things on the hosted web, and some other extra security to things like cPanel. So Pleck has over the years been a good option for where I worked. I've had experience as a full stack engineer, full stack developer with Python, Django framework, and Flask. So I've used Flask to build an end-to-end flow for back end to front end. So the Flask has a good model and ORM that allows you to interact with the database, and the experience was fine, where I was able to build some projects ranging from e-commerce to fintech products with Django. So Django plays beautiful well, and since I understand Python up to a good level beyond the basics, I was able to manipulate it and use Django well with Flask in some cases for small projects. But Django has really proved useful with my full stack experience. I was able to also write some JavaScript because of dynamic, to implement some dynamic features on the front end, especially when you deal with maps and JS and chat.js and some other things. It's the traditional matplotlib and things we use in Python. So also use of jQuery and some other front-end features to ensure that the users have good experience with that particular product. My experience with large traffic websites has always been to first know the numbers. So we get to know the numbers. When we understand the numbers of the particular feature or the particular product entirely, we can now approach to know, okay, what exactly should be the right size for the virtual machine for this product, what should be the right size for the CPU managing the Kubernetes for this product. So when we know the metrics, we're able to know the resources that will be attached to it, apart from the traditional setting up security layers, the gateways, the VPCs, maybe also the VPN, which is communicating an outside feature or API and the rest of it. We would ensure that we attach a load balancer that helps distribute it, usually behind the reverse proxy, that would ensure it distribute the traffic to the right where the resources is being queried from. Is to ensure that there's high availability, so, and also optimizing the resources, not just to create a multiple necessary VPC and then consuming resources unnecessarily. So we see their peak time depending on the infrastructure that, like AWS, allows us to use auto scaling. So for auto scaling, I've tend to be just attach auto scaler, and auto scaler helps us manage and goes and decreases with the time. I've had a lot of challenges in my professional career. One notable one I would like to share was with an health-based system where we're passing life data continuously, trying to sync some years to a particular database for some stakeholders. So the depository of health-based data for Nigerians and this database contains a whole lot of data for millions and millions of maternal models. So we're trying to pass in data for data analytics and sometimes applying models that would ensure stakeholders to know and get triggers if a particular case is arising among maternal models. So we have to create pipelines that will connect to the live database, and also this database changes continuously based on new data being imputed, but usually time-based. So first of all, sync years for back to almost 80s, and then also ensure that that pipeline is good for continuous passing of data. So it took a lot of effort in terms of the resources and in terms of planning. So we had some breaks, we had some shakes, but the main thing that we were able to do is to learn and also to look at peak times of different details and be able to now ensure that our resources have enough cores and enough CPU, then put some other automation things using Ansible to help us automate things, because we don't know what might happen when things fail.